What's up, guys? Welcome back to... Stop laughing. Welcome back to no, fucking hell. You've actually thrown me off because you're that laugh at the pure.
Do you want to do that again?
No. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Unfortunately, Chris is here. On the way! Doing his stupid laugh.
Couldn't get rid of you, could we?
I'm Aaron. This is Chris.
How are you? Everyone knows me,
I'm Aaron. This is Chris.
unfortunately.
So, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. And for today's show, I have planned...
Chris planned the whole
I planned
idea.
the whole thing, by the way.
Whole
right?
idea. So, there you go.
Today we're reviewing... so I'm reviewing my top five favourite scenes of like movies that I've watched. And I've picked scenes because...
They're all just in one film because he's only seen one thing.
I picked scenes because, as Aaron gracefully mentioned earlier, before the podcast, you've watched 4 calls, so that's why you picked scenes.
That is why he's picked scenes.
Anyway, and then you've picked your top 5 movies because you struggled with scenes for some reason.
I've picked not my top 5, but a top 5 to give the public. I can't talk my top 5 because half of it's fucking I've already talked about.
You're right. So I've got the clips of my ones on YouTube. I'm gonna play them for us, and I'm also gonna put them like on the screen, like what we do with trailers and shit, so that you can.
Your mate's on my shoulder.
So that we can see it and you can see it, and everyone's gonna we're all gonna have the same experience type thing, right?
You're going to put it on the screen,
I'm gonna put it here. I've got all 5 tabs open.
but for them, you're going to put it.
Yes, I just said that. If you listened, you had a bug on you. That's fine.
Tried.
Right, the first one,
Your roommate.
you're gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake!
I know.
But it's a really cool scene. It's probably the best scene out of the whole series.
It's a series. It's not a film.
It's...
Fucking prick. If you told me that, I would have been able to do it.
All right.
You went film. Specifically,
I did not say-
capitals.
I
Film.
did not say that.
you did.
You're exaggerating.
No,
Listen, please, calm yourself down.
Right, go
Right. Power. But it's a cool scene. I knew as soon as I came up with the scene, I was like, I was gonna.
Convenient
hate
is his power, eh?
I know.
Only thing he's seen.
Right. I'm not gonna tell the backstory to this fucking thing. Right. Basically, Tari gets kidnapped by these Italian
Thank God.
mobsters, right?
Thank God.
And then Ghost and Tommy go to meet him with money to buy him like ransom.
I hate.
But they know that the Italian guy's gonna try and kill them all as soon as he gets the money. So he calls for backup from from Proctor's side of family. You'll find out why.
I've seen it.
With this clip.
I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah, have you seen the whole Power? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
100 times.
Well, this is the scene of that, right? So let's just get immersed into this.
Come on, get out.
Oh, I remember this. It's because they kill these drivers on.
Hey, son.
I can't stand Tariq, mate.
You didn't think I would let the kid live. I've killed people I actually care about for less than what he did to me.
Why? Because Tariq
I
was...
think my son is gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
This is the bit where I was like, oh my god, this is cool as fuck. And it's what he says to him. What's this? Look at this gun.
Vincent.
Benny? And how does this concern you, Benny?
The night my cousin was murdered, Tariq saved my niece's life. Brought it to me safe and sound. Not even a fucking scratch. If you're looking to hurt this kid, it very much concerns me. Is he all right?
You felt the need to put hands on my son, Benny. Tariq will get over it, I won't.
Now, it's my understanding you've been compensated for whatever trouble he caused you. Unless you want to go to war with my people. And I suspect you very much don't want to do that.
That was badass. I forgot this, but...
Quit while you're fucking ahead. I'll finimo vince.
And that's that. That's a wrap.
You get the big dog involved.
Thank you again, man.
Hey, thanks, Benny, for what you did for the kid.
No thanks necessary. Ghost gave me the name of the person who killed Joey. He's got a friend in me for life.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was Tommy that killed Joey. Dumbass. Did Ghost actually tell him it was Tommy again? I don't think he did.
Nah.
He tells him it's someone else.
How does he?
Tells him it's Tommy's old man or something, does he not?
I can't remember.
Oh, it does. It tells him it's Tommy's old man, and Tommy's old man gets killed.
No, that's not how Tommy's old man goes. Tommy kills his dad
Ah, okay.
because
okay.
he's been talking to the feds to rat out Ghost. But he kills him because, well, he then regrets it because he finds out that he was keeping quiet on Tommy, and he's like, Ken, because he was going to rat out just Ghost and not Tommy.
Yeah.
But still. So anyway,
That was a
what
good
happens.
series.
It was a good series. I
Cool
can't
scene.
remember how, but Benny eventually finds out that it was Tommy, and he goes to his house. But the part that I was a wee bit annoyed at was the fact that Tommy just literally stabs him in his door. Like the struggle that have a wee bit of fight, and Benny gets stabbed and he's on the floor dead.
Well, Tommy's
and I'm
nice.
like,
Fuck.
I know, but this guy is solid, mate. Like when you watch him through the series, like he's a bad guy. Like he's a bad motherfucker.
Tommy's a bad motherfucker.
I know, but he's also a bad motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? So that's that, right? So that was.
I didn't think that's the scene you would choose out there.
It's a cool scene, though. Eh?
I thought it was going to be the scene with Kane and Tommy and Ghost when they're fighting the Serb.
Oh no, that's not even that good. That's not even that good. This is the best scene for me out of the whole series.
You think?
Fucking cool scene, like badass.
All right, okay, right. Continue.
Badass as fuck, right?
Continue.
Next up, you all seen the movie Jack Reacher? Have you seen Jack Reacher?
With Tom Cruise in it?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not my favourite portrayal of that.
Okay. The one scene that I liked,
Can I just ask quickly?
Yes.
Have you watched Jack Reacher, the series?
yes, it's fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah, this does have nothing on it.
I know. You're right. You're completely right.
But go on.
So this scene here, I was actually like, when I first watched him, I remember watching this movie for the first time and I
Yep.
seen this scene and I was like, fucking hell, that is cool as shit.
I like the film, but it just because that series has now came out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Tom,
This
like
has
you
nothing.
did nothing. Bro.
Because the guy in the series
Is a
he's a
unit,
serious
mate.
guy, like serious.
What's his
guy.
name? Rich.
I can't remember his actual. I looked him up before, but I can't remember his name.
He's in Titans as well, the series
Yeah.
as well, and he's in a couple other things. He's an absolute
jacked
unit.
up to fuck
Mate, he's a unit.
unit. But anyway, let's watch this, right?
Only on minute 30 max.
Yeah. Alright, this is the bit. This is the bit. That V8 though.
How many gears has this guy got?
Here we go. Here we go. This is it.
I remember the scene.
It's when they all like come together to hide them. That's the funniest bit. They do. He gives him his hat.
Class.
He's like, oh. Jumps in the bus right next to the guy. Bye bye. Not a word spoken,
I know, that's cool.
but everything understood.
That's cool.
Oh God, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it at
that's,
all.
That's plenty from you. Yeah, not a single word was spoken, yet it was completely understood.
Nah, that was badass.
I love that. I love that. So that's
Everyone hates the cops. That's what I was like. Everyone hates the cops.
pretty much like, yeah,
Regardless of what you're
put
doing,
this hat on,
everyone
just-
hates the cops,
let's
my
just
boy.
get rid of that, right? Any thoughts on that one?
I've seen the film.
Cool,
It's a good film.
Yeah. Right, next one.
Again, nothing on the. Oh, come on! That's exactly what I've seen.
This is where kids, where young boys became men. This scene, I think,
Interesting. See, I'm going to ask you how that is prior to watching the scene.
because that's how we became obsessed with cars and shit.
Do you think that's where it came from?
I mean, I seen this scene and I was like, oh my god, how do you do
Did
that?
I know for a fact that's not where mine came from?
Where did yours come from?
When I was
Fast and Furious or
younger, nah, it wasn't even a film.
What was it?
When I was younger, like young, my dad, like, obviously had bikes and that, eh? Mm-hmm. And, like, used to watch all the. I'll tell you exactly what it was. Used to watch American Chopper. Like,
Right.
no, it was Orange County Choppers. Like, I'm sure the show was called American Chopper, but it was Orange County Choppers in the States with the guy with the big mustache.
Yeah.
And his son and all that. That and all the, like, custom shows. Back then, it was like.
To be honest,
It
actually,
wasn't like Gas Monkey Garage. It was like something totally different, right?
now that you mention it, Pimp My Ride was one of my very first things I've ever watched like that.
So mine was them. It wasn't like Pimp My Ride. It was like them.
Right.
And it was like the shows were more like on the what was the channel called? It wasn't a Dave, I didn't think. It was like one of these channels and it was like it was actually about just the guys that were just fixing the cars. They weren't pimping them. They were just fixing them.
Right.
Like so they were just fixing hot rods and,
Right, I get you.
and muscle cars and that.
Yeah.
And like I used to think, God, like what a cool fucking thing to do, like build bikes and that's where the custom part came from. American Chopper, the show, because they used to do all the custom choppers and all that. And I thought, fuck, what a fucking cool thing to be able to do. Like everything's minted, blah blah. Like I'm so young, and then like I'm like obviously asking my dad, and then like he would watch stuff on YouTube with me, like lowriders, and like that's where it came from for me.
Yeah.
It was never Japanese stuff. Never any of that European shit. Nothing.
okay, all American.
It was all American because
Right.
my dad liked American. My dad liked bikes, so it was like the American Chopper. Then it was like we were watching like lowriders, and we watched like Camaros and Mustangs and that on the internet, like doing drag races and like kind of like over in the States
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I used to watch them and I was like, oh, fuck, like how cool, like blah blah. And then like even like the hot rods and that still looked so nice. So I was always like, fuck, like how did they look so nice? And I've got so much power and all that. And that for me is entirely where it came from. And like
Right.
if you look at like my Honda, like just for everyone that knows, like I built a Honda like years and years ago, right? A white Honda. But a lot of the stuff comes from like a lot of the styling features come from America, like American stuff, like the chrome and all that sort of stuff, like the immaculate undersides. That's all American,
Right.
Like that's where all that came from. Like that was my whole
Like purpose.
like
yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get into the Japanese, like all the Hondas. Obviously, I got into the Japanese culture, like all that sort of stuff. I get it. And I got into obviously the custom car culture. Like we went to all the shows and all that, and you're looking at smoothed cars and all this sort of stuff. So like there was a mix that all came from bikes, hot rods, lowriders.
just
The
like
hydraulics was
yeah,
lowriders.
the ideas of all that comprised into one car that you obviously like the most.
Mate,
so-
I could have had air ride on that realistically and probably been fine. But like the fact that like the wheels were all like they were custom from the States, American like dished wheels, the hydraulics, just the sound of having switches and going like and that whole thing was like that's where it came
That
from.
was a cool car.
For me, that's where it all came from, like that entire thing.
I grew up on, well, two things where the primary thing that I really set my eyes on when I got hooked on cars was Top Gear. Like,
I started watching Top Gear a
Early
wee bit
Top
later,
Gear.
but it was really
right,
good.
that was my first thing, and Pimp My Ride, because that was like still.
Yeah, it was big at that time.
The
Yeah,
new episodes were still coming out. At that
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean, because it was like
Literally.
early 2000s, late 90s, whatever.
literally, yeah.
So that was that, and then obviously I then started watching like Fast and Furious come out in 2001.
Yeah, Fast and Furious
I think.
obviously was another one.
That was like a mind blowing, really. And then this movie right here.
I was a bit older when I watched Fast and Furious.
But yeah,
I never watched it when it came out. Like I watched it
I
like
watched it because my dad had got it.
what was it, 2001?
2001, yeah, my dad
So-
had got it, so we had it on DVD.
I would only been 5,
Yeah, so was I. Yeah, so would I.
and
No, 6. Sorry, 6.
no, you were 9. And no, well, depending when,
Depending on when, but yeah.
but I probably would only be about 5-year-old, and I don't think I watched Fast and Furious till I was maybe like 11.
Really?
Yeah, like when I watched it, I'll tell you what ones were out. First one, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, the fourth one.
I think that's it.
Fast 5 is the only one that wasn't out.
Yeah.
But by the time I'd watched all those ones, I'm talking it was maybe only like few years, 2, 3, 4 years before Fast 5 came out. When was Fast 5? 2010 or something?
Something like that.
Genuinely, mate, it was only a couple of years and I watched Fast 5 in the cinema.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I've only just watched these films. Like, they were new
I
to
was
me.
like that with Harry Potter. My mum was obsessed with Harry Potter. So.
I never watched Harry Potter till last year.
Right, okay. I went to cinema to watch one of them with my mum once. I cannot remember which one it was. I think it was the very first one, but I might be mistaken. I can't remember. But I've seen them all now. But yeah, Fast and Furious I watched because my dad had got it on DVD. I think it was DVD. I'm pretty
No,
sure
it wasn't last year. It was the year before.
Right.
At my aunties. They made me watch all
Right.
the films.
They're fine.
They were like, you can't be in this household if you've not watched films. I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. Can you the funniest guy in Harry Potter is? In the second one,
Right.
the guy that comes in and becomes the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yes, I agree.
Funniest motherfucker.
I agree.
He's like, well, if I was here, we'd have a fix for that, but
I absolutely agree with you. That
Hilarious.
guy is a legend. I
Guy is
absolutely agree.
hilarious,
I was
bro.
honestly howling at him. He was
he's
so
the funniest
funny.
guy ever.
That is absolutely correct. Yeah, no, Fast and Furious, watched them all. I didn't watch any of the other ones as they came out, but I've seen the first one like in that year when because my dad got it. Like, there was a hype and blah, 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 whatever. But I didn't watch the rest of them until like much later in the years.
Tokyo Drift brought me towards Japanese cars.
Same, slightly, yeah. Tokyo Drift brought me towards drift cars in general.
Because I didn't know, it wasn't the drift part, it was the styling.
Right.
So the types
'cause
of
the
cars,
Japanese,
the types of
obviously,
cars and the styling
Yeah.
was where it, for me, where I was like,
For me, it's drifting because I watched that movie and I was like, I didn't know cars could do that. And then I learnt more about cars and I was like, oh my god, there's front wheel drive and there's rear wheel drive cars.
see,
What's the difference?
I'm a pretty boy car guy. Like I like it. It doesn't matter where it goes for me. It's
Right.
how it looks.
All right, okay, yeah.
So I'm fully aesthetic. Like I like the tucked. I like clean. I like immaculate. Like really nice body lines. I like everything being immaculate. Actually, if a car was undriven, it wouldn't even bother me. Like
we know that because you spent all that money on your Civic, yet you still had the 1.4 in it.
I know.
So we all know that.
Still had
That's
the 1.4 engine in it and
case.
spent thousands of
Whereas
thousands
that
of
was the
pounds.
opposite.
Tens of thousands of
I
pounds.
put the fucking BC engine in my car, and the outside was average. To say
But
the
like
least.
underneath mine had all remember the American custom bolts
I
and all that.
remember
I
that
bought
shit.
all I just tell everyone, right? I bought all these bolts for a couple of grand from America, imported them, titanium. They were chromed over the top, like a chrome plating over the top of the titanium bolt, and they were like, they had like a special washer that was like smooth, and it was an Allen key bolt for every single bolt underneath my car.
That's right. Yeah,
And
I remember that.
they were like, literally I had to import them, and they got made, and they were like $2,000, and they were awesome. But obviously they were underneath the car. You've never seen them.
Never seen them.
But cool.
Yeah.
I would never have drove my car if I didn't have to. I actually looked at the time getting a truck to take it to the shows.
Because you were building that as if you were building like a Lego, like a gigantic Lego kind of thing.
doors,
It's just like
inside the doors, all the bolts were like new and all that. Like
Yeah, I
that's,
remember that. Because
like,
you built it as if it was just like a showpiece that you wouldn't drive.
I've
it
done
if
in
you
my
didn't
living
have
room,
to. Yeah, it's just something that you really like to look at.
mate, honestly, like every single thing was thought about, wiring, how the dashboard was going to be.
Because you had the fuel tank in the boot, didn't you?
Fuel
like
tank,
as in like
fuel
the filler.
tank. It was a cell. Well, the fuel so
because it
smooth on the
moved it
outside.
off, yeah.
Fuel filler was on the inside. Was a partial design
Yeah.
at the time, but the plan was then to put the fuel tank in the boot so that it wasn't underneath the car, so that it looked nicer. So like it was going to be in the boot under a false floor with a wee like bit cut out so that you could
Yeah.
screw it and put a wee funnel in and pour the fuel
I
in.
remember when people used to ask you, "How do you put fuel in this thing?" And you were like, "We don't."
Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what I liked about that car was? I remember taking it down south once, and because it never had, so we smoothed the doors and everything, right? No indicators on it, nothing, no washers. Everything was smoothed off, wipers. Everything was smoothed off, right? And so the good thing with it was, people had to take a few looks to see what the changes was. So like that's what actually was my favorite part, because people would look and then they'd be like, "Oh, you fucker, there's no fuel cap." But that was like third look.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Man, I never seen that. I had to look at it again." And then they're looking again and they're like this.
There's no indicator.
They're like, why is there no front number plate on that and all that? Like, why is there no anything?
There's
Like, no
hardly
washers on that and all
hardly
that.
even door handles on
It was
there
a weird cut. Like, well, the plan was, which I never got to, was
to get rid of door handles.
I wanted to put Velar door handles on it, but it was really hard to. Like, it took so I would have to get my harness custom off again to work some sort of keyless remote that would allow them to come out and in to do the same thing as what it does in a Velar. But there's a lot of electronics behind the fact that they just go in and out. Like,
It's not a simple thing.
Not at all.
Do you know there's actually a motherboard that controls that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I would have had
not
to
just
try
a
and
wire,
get
it's a
that.
motherboard that
I would have to
controls
try and get basically everything that was required. I would actually need someone like an electrician of some
Yeah,
sort to do it.
I will.
Because to get that to work, and that was what my next thing was. Because I thought, how cool would it look to have these wee slits on the door and they come out on a fucking 1999 Honda Civic? Like, that would have looked awesome, mate.
There's someone that done it. I seen it. It was like, instead of a door handle, it's a button. Like, for your bootlid, like
Yeah,
same thing.
seen it. Pop open doors.
But it's like it's completely. It's just a wee circle you see, but it's flush with the door.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
And you just
really
press
nice.
it in, and that's it. The door pops open.
They're really nice. I just
It's
like
small, it's
thought
discreet.
it would be awesome. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
do you know what? It's the size of a parking sensor, and it looks like one because it's that flush with the door.
so cool.
All you do is you just press it in, and it pops out.
A boy we used to know, and you'll remember him, Sean Quinn.
I don't remember
He used
him.
to have the button underneath the wing mirror.
Ah, yeah, I don't know that.
So you used to pop it and it used to pop
Yeah.
the door open and you used to get in.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. And then I've seen people with keyless and they pop
That's
it
right,
with
aye,
a
you
key.
can do that as well.
The problem is sometimes it goes wrong and then
Yeah.
they can't get in.
That's right.
And it's a bit of a nightmare. But I like that car, man. I replaced every panel on
single
that car.
thing on
All
it,
the
yeah.
windows, brand new panels for Honda. We cut the panels out brand new and put full, like, it was a lot of money.
Mm.
Cool car. Wish I still had it sometimes because I would be like, if I still had it, I probably would have finished it by now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never drive it.
Yeah.
I would just have it sitting, doing nothing.
Nah, just pleasing the eye.
Nothing.
That's my dad. That's my dad's saying, because he got me like this like model car once that you built, like it was
Yeah.
cast iron or some shit like that. You actually had to paint it as well yourself. Right? It was a Corvette, like one of the older ones.
Yeah.
Like a 2000
C2 or something. Oh, no, like C, later than that.
later, right? It's like 2003 or 4 or whatever,
Alright.
right? And we painted it blue, but once we built it, it was extremely high quality. Like interior, everything was very like really nicely made, right? And he says, "Don't play with it. You're not supposed to play with it." He
Just
says,
leave it, man.
"Just put it somewhere. Once this is made for pleasing the eye. It's meant to
To
please
look
the
at,
eye.
exactly.
That's exactly what, because he used to say it in Polish, so I'm just translating it roughly to, it's to please the eye. That's what it is.
It's like Lego.
You put it, it's just a
You build it, you do the challenge, you build
it's
it,
a decorative object.
you do the challenge, however big the Lego set is, you put it up on a shelf, and you just look at it.
Absolutely.
Like, that's for me. That's
Yeah.
what I do it.
Right, let's get into
Let's
this.
go. Come on.
So this scene, guys, that we've absolutely dragged out right now is from the movie Cars, which I'm sure you've all seen, because who the fuck hasn't seen this movie?
Surprised you've seen it.
It's my favourite movies, to be honest.
What was your favourite one?
This one.
What's that? Mine's Wingo.
This one. Boost. I'm surprised that's not your favourite one.
Nah, I like Wingo.
This one. Oh, you like a Japanese one, eh? He reminds me of a BMW, that's why.
That's up.
Like a wee,
I think he's a Mazda MX-5 or
something
something.
like that, yeah. And he's purple, that's why I like as well. I like purple. DJ's cool as well.
Yeah, you used to get the game, you used to be able to beat him in the game on PS2.
Right. It's the sounds of the cars.
Oh well, that's that then.
Disaster.
That's that then.
From Disney Pixar's Cars 3.
Right,
Shut
hit us with
it.
the next one.
Right, what?
Hit us with the next one.
Right, so the next one,
Hit me.
this is from the movie Pulp Fiction. You've
Obviously, I've seen it. I'm
Pulp
surprised
Fiction.
you've seen it.
Of course I've seen it. It's one of my favourite.
Nah, you can't say of course.
Listen, I've seen,
You've not seen Die Hard.
I can
mate.
comfortably say,
You've not seen Die Hard.
hold on, I've seen almost every Samuel Jackson movie. Almost.
What ones do you think you've not seen?
I don't know.
Star Wars 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the
Yeah.
ones. We've established that on the last podcast. Anyway, let's get into this. This is from Pulp Fiction.
You seen Shaft?
Of course, I've seen Shaft. One of my favourite movies.
That's a good one.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Go on.
Shaft's fucking class. The 2001 Shaft with him in it. Amazing. No, the new one. The new one's pants.
I quite liked the.
It was
new one as
okay,
well.
but the 2001 John Travolta is a
Well,
fucking...
Hey, kids. How you boys doing? Hey, keep chilling.
Keep chilling, my man.
You know who we are? We're associates of your business partner, Marcellus Wallace. You do remember your business partner, don't you? Now, let me take a wild guess here. You're Brett, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. You remember your business partner, Marcellus Wallace, don't you, Brett?
Travolta, mate. What a boy.
Yeah, I remember.
Good. Looks like me and Vincent caught you boys at breakfast. Sorry about that. What you having?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers! The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast. What kind of hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers.
No. Where'd you get them? McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, where?
Big Kahuna Burger.
Big Kahuna
Kahuna
burger.
Burger.
That's that Hawaiian burger joint. I hear they got some tasty burgers. I ain't never had one myself. How are they?
They're good.
You mind if I try one of yours? This is yours here, right?
Looks alright, like.
Do you know what? It does look alright. It'll be from McDonald's, guaranteed.
This is a tasty burger. Vincent, you ever had a Big Kahuna burger? Want a bite? They're real tasty.
It's just to hear me. It does me for.
So if you like burgers, give them a try sometime. Me? I can't usually get them because my girlfriend's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian, but I do love the taste of a good burger. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell them, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. You know why they call it that?
Shit.
Because of the metric system?
Check out the big
brains
brain on
bread.
That's right. The metric system.
I would have finished it.
Sprite.
Sprite, good. You mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash this down?
Go right ahead.
He drinks all it.
I would have drunk all it.
I don't know.
And hit the spot. You, flock of seagulls. You know why we here?
Seagulls.
Why don't you tell my man Vince here where you got the shit hid at?
It's over there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. You were saying?
It's in the cupboard. No, the one by your knees.
He was so funny with hair like
I
that.
know.
Damn.
We happy? Vincent? We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
My brother, where's the rest of it?
But didn't have enough time for the rest of it.
No, we absolutely have to see the rest of it.
Keep going.
What, next one?
Yep. Here's the next one. I've actually got an honourable mention to put in after this.
Is the thing is, right, is that after that, but there is the speech that he says
Yeah.
about the shepherd and all this shit, and then he blasts them all. That's the best part of it. But anyway, right. This one here.
You've not seen the film?
I've not seen the film. Thanks for pointing that out.
I'll have
But I like that. I know this scene, and every time I shake someone's hand with such, what's the word? Whenever I shake someone's hand so vigorously, like this, one in,
That was so lucky that went so well, because that could have gone terribly.
Terribly, I know.
I was like, didn't he let us do this on podcast and it doesn't go
I
well?
looked at the little boy, that's why.
Mate, same. Ought to. Right, play.
All right. That's just an exaggerated version of this, by the way. But
Nah, it's not.
Dylan!
You son of a bitch. Carney's looking big in that video. He's looking at a unit.
What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
Pushing too many pencils? Huh?
Had enough? Make it easy on yourself, Dutch.
Dutch.
Hold on to those eggs, dear.
Damn. You know what, that would actually happen in real life.
what?
That would actually happen in real life. Why they speak handle. The tectonic plates have shifted, my boy.
That's plenty. Because now we're watching the best scenes out of 2012.
Give me here, I'm going to do an honourable mention.
Not the
but
movie.
Talk about it.
That is not the movie. I'm
Do you
trying
know
to
what
show.
film that's out of?
What?
Do you know what film that's out of?
What?
Do you remember?
What, this movie? This thing?
Yeah.
Aye, 2012, that's what I'm saying.
No, do you know what film The Handshake's out of?
Oh, Predator.
Oh, well done. You're lucky because I just told you that before. I was like,
I know you did.
I was like, imagine this guy forgets.
It's because you told me literally like an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm going to do an honourable mention for all you guys. I just thought of it right now.
All right.
This, my boy, is this is the scene, my boy.
Right.
If you had two cars.
Play after this.
Oh, that advert's really cool. Oh,
This is the best scene in
it's the
history.
fact that I forgot about this while thinking.
Unbelievable, you
about
forgot
it.
about it.
You're
This is the best scene in history.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. One of my favourite movies as well. I forgot
I'm actually
about it.
quite disappointed that you never brought
I
up.
forgot all about that scene.
Hey, grab that menu off that window.
Get in, it's unlocked. No.
Get in, it's unlocked.
Get in, it's unlocked.
Best bit in the world.
Car's cool as
Throw
fuck.
that in the glove box.
This car is not from the motor pool.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Sexy though, isn't it?
So where's the office back at division?
You're in the office, baby.
Going up.
Going up.
Man.
What's up, baby? What a fucking film that is, with it. Oh, mate, what a film.
Adi.
Oh, man. Training Day for anyone
I've
that
actually
wonders.
watched it recently because it was on Amazon Prime.
Do you know what? Good mentions. Because I thought you were going to make an absolute pig's ear of that.
It was alright, didn't it?
That was, do you know what? That was okay.
I bet
I'll
you were
give that.
like, oh, why Power? And then you seen the scene and you were
No,
like, actually,
do you know what? Power was good. It's just you've never seen anything else.
I've just showed you like 6 movies that I've like watched.
Ever.
Alright.
And one of them was a series. And Predator, you've not even seen.
Let's just move on from that, right? You son of a bitch.
Right.
What movies you got first?
I've got the wee list just so I
That's
remember.
alright, yeah, let's do it.
Right, so the first one is called Arrival.
Okay, who arrived?
You're going to find out.
Alright.
So basically, how this film goes, came out in like 2016 and
Okay.
somehow reached its way to one of my favourite films of all time. No idea how, just did. I just liked the whole concept.
Okay.
So it's about, she's like, what do you call it?
She's an arrival.
It's like a linguist or something like that.
A linguist.
It's someone that's like, can talk millions of languages, but you're like
Okay.
a professor in it.
Okay.
So it's a professor of language. So it's not
Right.
even just that you can talk all the languages, it's that you look at how they're constructed, like how they write, how they talk, how everything, how communication in general. That's what she does. She's like
Okay.
a master's professor in this, right? So it's her and it's what's his name? Out of he's Hawkeye in Marvel. What's his fucking name? Jeremy Renner.
Right.
So he's a different type of scientist, like a professor of something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does something like, it's like patterns or something. Anyway, so this big weird thing has appeared on Earth.
Okay.
So they go to her because she's
Is that
like
what arrived?
a strength, and she's like the strongest in her. No one's gonna laugh at that, no matter how much tell it. So
people are laughing. I can hear it.
No one's laughing.
We're pre-recording. I can hear people.
I heard someone laughing. You said it, and they stopped. And it was a child. So literally, this big thing appears floating above Earth, like as in like floating above the grass, like 50 meters up. So like you could see it, but nothing's happening. It's like it looks like a big rock, like a big sort of like no door or anything.
Okay.
So she's like, she gets drafted in by like the US military officer. Like, what the fuck is this thing, right? And there's 7 of them or something all over the world, like one in China, one in all these places, right?
All right.
So they're obviously, everyone's like, what the fuck is this, right? So she gets drafted in because she's like really strong in her field. Like they'd be like, we need her. Like she can help us understand what the hell's going on here, right?
All right, yeah, because of the language.
Yeah. So they tend to get like scientists in if something like that has to happen. So she comes down. There's like a wee made up like base that they've made up like quite close to it, and they go right. They've a wee circle like squares opened at the bottom of the ship. It's a ship, right? It's an alien spaceship. A wee squares opened up at the bottom.
Right.
They get like a cherry picker thing.
Right.
That lets them go up inside it.
How high is this thing?
It's high, but like
how high is the cherry picker?
High, but it goes up, and then as soon as they're inside the square,
right,
gravity stops, so they can just jump. They can just.
How fucking high is the cherry picker?
It's high as fuck. It's a military one.
All right.
So
do they have that kind
they
of
float inside? Oh, absolutely. They float inside. You tell me the military make what they make, and they can't make a 50-foot ladder. Like, come on. Hey, and so they go up inside this thing, and it's like, imagine it being like a glass screen.
Yeah.
Pretty dark. Like you're in a square. You're in like a cave room, like all stone, and it's a glass screen in the middle. Like nearly looks like it's fogged. Kind of like you can't see what's on the other side because it's like fog. Like smoke would be on the other side of the glass. So the smoke presses up against the glass, so you can't see.
Right.
They walk in, they're like, oh, it's a bit weird. So they set up all their cameras and all that. 2 aliens appear. They're like giant octopus.
Right.
That's what they're like, but they have no faces.
Okay.
So they have no expression.
Have they got mouths?
Nah.
And they talk?
Nah.
So the language person's
So here's where we go. They have like a tentacle and it opens up like that, and they put out like ink, and it makes a shape, which is a letter, like, or a word.
What?
A word.
Right.
But imagine you have no idea. You have no idea what the language is.
Yeah.
How do you know what they're trying to say? How can you know what they're communicating to you if you have nothing to go off?
Well, you don't. It's like someone speaking
So
French
she
to
has
you.
to figure it out.
Okay. How does she figure that out?
She starts to, she starts asking questions. So this is where it gets smart. That's why I like the film.
Okay.
She starts asking questions, but it's like quite clever. Like she asks questions to like, so that the answer would repeatedly be like, say, yes.
Okay.
Right?
So you can
so that then if
identify
the same symbol comes up again,
as yes or
she
no.
can go, okay, so that symbol's probably yes then. Like, and then, do you know what I mean? And then you like...
So she'll ask like simple questions,
Yep,
like,
and
are
then
you on this ship? Yes.
So then you'll go like, what is your name? I'm blah. Like, and then they'll go, and they'll put a name out, and so you know that like this one's this name and this one's this name.
Right.
So like that's how she does it.
Well, that's how you learn. That's how you start identifying.
That's how you would identify a
right?
language if you were trying to identify a
Well,
language anyway, right?
To be fair, that's how I identify language when I'm like watching something. Like I was watching a French movie the other day. I can understand a little bit of French.
Yeah, so can I. I'm not amazing, but
like, so I was watching it with subtitles on, obviously, so I could actually understand the whole movie. But like certain words would like repeat themselves in different situations, and I'd be like, all right, so that's how you say that word because I'm hearing it again.
Yeah. So basically, it goes through. But obviously, because they're videoing it, she can look back and look at the symbols and go, right, okay. But then everyone, obviously, the government are communicating with other places that have got it. So then they say something.
So hold on.
like,
So is all the other places have got a linguistic person as well?
They've got their own.
Yeah, but
so like China have got their
aye, but
one for
it's not
China
just
and-
so at every ship there's a person trying to
to
translate
figure it
or
out.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then they shut off, like the country stopped communicating because the alien goes, "We have a gift
All right.
for you,"
Right.
and and the automatic human being reaction is a weapon,
Okay.
but they get it wrong. I'll ruin the film. It's spoilers. Right? I'll ruin the film. They get it wrong. They're trying to open up language because the beings, the universe, the beings that they are, they're like, I can't remember what the word is, but basically they see time as like all at once. I can't remember what the word is for it. It's like omnipotent or something like that.
Right.
And basically what that means is they at all times they can see past, future, and present.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Every second, every possible millisecond of everything at once.
Right.
So they see it in all angles. And they're trying to give that to human beings.
Right.
But there's a couple of guys in the military base that are like, fuck these cunts, like they're aliens, obviously try to fuck us up. So they sneak bombs in.
Of course.
When they're
Human race trying to ruin.
Yep. So when they because obviously they have recessions, so they're not there all the time. They have recessions. So like they go down and they're trying to figure it out, and some of them have gone up and they've put explosives in to try and kill them.
Right.
And it kills one of the aliens.
Right.
Right. And then
I find it's worrying that you say one of them.
It does. It
because
pisses
that
off,
means
it pisses off the other one, and the other one's like human race isn't ready for it. They're not getting it. So they're not getting the gift of knowledge.
Right.
That's what's about knowledge.
They're trying to help us.
They're trying to give us knowledge.
Yeah.
They're trying to allow us to progress.
And we've just been clowns
and
and
we've
ruined
just
it.
been fucking imbeciles and ruined it. Right?
Well,
and that is genuinely
that just shows them that we're not ready because we're not intelligent enough to even listen to them.
Absolutely, right? We're so destructive that we've just took none of it on board.
Well, we are destructive as fuck as human race.
Terrible, right?
Terrible.
So it's actually, was honestly a brilliant film. You would not know how it was going to go, but they give her the gift.
All right, okay.
Just her.
Right, because she's the only one that's actually not been a clown.
Because she communicates.
She tried to understand, she tried to learn and blah. Yeah.
They give her it.
Well, that's fair.
And I'm sure it's either they give, it is, they give her it. And so she can see all, everything at once. Her death, her birth, everything, everyone's death, everyone's birth. It's ridiculous.
That's pretty cool.
So
so you can see everything from a third person almost type thing.
You see everything, first person.
Oh, is it first person?
At once.
How can you see the first person of your birth and death?
You wake up and you're there.
All right, fair.
But you also see it from everyone else's point of view, everything at once. So the human beings, we can't comprehend that yet.
No.
But obviously in this film, that's what it's saying, the aliens can do that. Because they're basically trying to bring us all together. But what happens is all the countries tore apart because they thought it was a weapon. So everyone shut off and wouldn't communicate with each other. And the aliens are just like, fuck me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all they've thought with the human race.
Do you know what I've recently watched? Sorry, I just popped in my head when you were talking about that because it made me think. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. Truman Show. I've just watched it for the first time.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying you watched it.
The other day there. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's
absolutely fantastic. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I didn't know where it was going to go at one point. I was just hoping that he eventually gets to the end of it and he finds the truth, which he does. But I already kind of knew that because I read about it stupidly. But anyway, very good movie. Love it.
But brilliant.
Class. Absolutely class. Anyway.
But yeah, it's genuinely a really good film. Do you know why I like it? Because it's actually just about knowledge. It's actually a weird take on a film. I didn't know where it was going to go, but it was actually really good. The whole trying to figure out the language and all that is mad, mate. They mistook weapon for actually gift.
Right.
And you're just oh, man, how fucking stupid are we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good that she figures it all out.
Because the thing is, right, human race will just jump the gun, being nah, they're going to wipe us out. Get rid of them.
Aye, because that's how we think.
Let's just not listen or try and understand them at all and just boot them.
Our problem.
Yeah. Anyway, next.
Yeah, great film. Let me hit you in the next one.
All right.
I'm sure. Wait a minute. I'm sure it is. Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams is the other one. That's she's a ginger.
Okay.
Actress. You would recognise her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do because there's a couple of them are series. So I'll do the individual films first, and then I'll do the series, the two series, because the series of films is really good. So the next one is called Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
You ever seen it?
No. I know what it's about roughly, but I've never seen it.
You know what it's about roughly?
Is it not like the war or some shit?
It's based in the war.
Yeah, Second World War or the First World War? Second, yeah.
So basically, the entire film, it's got Brad Pitt in it.
That's right, yeah.
And basically, they're Nazi hunters.
Mm-hmm.
So like, the whole film is that's what it is. It's not they're Nazi hunters.
Right.
So like, I think they're all. I'm pretty confident they're all Jewish in it. I'm sure.
Bro, I've run out of this.
Yeah, so far. I'm pretty sure they're all Jewish in it. Because one of the guys is called the Jew Bear.
Okay.
Or the Bear Jew. It's one of the two.
Jules the Bear.
But obviously all the Germans are scared of him.
This is not good. We never done this before. We've never run out.
No, I run out every single episode.
I've never done. Anyway, go on.
So the Bear Jew, that's what they call him. All the Germans are scared of him. All the Nazis.
Was he a bear or is he just?
No, like that's just he's like a. It's like a story.
Oh right.
They talk about him because he comes.
He's a legend.
He kills Nazis with a baseball bat.
Okay.
So.
Good guy.
Like, basically throughout the war, I'm sure his family gets killed or something. This is how it all starts. And then he finds all these guys that are just like, sort of for the war, like soldiers and all that, and they go around in their own troop. Maniacs. Like, and they're like, he's got a big bowie knife and all that, and he carves the Nazi, like, swastika into their heads, like because he always lets one escape so that they can tell the story and it makes them scarier and scarier. So he carves the Nazi swastika. He's like, just in case, so I can identify you later and that.
Maniac, lunatic.
Oh, mate, what a film it is. But he's an American, Brad Pitt.
Right.
Hilarious, isn't it? Like, and it's like, there's all this, like, and they kill Hitler.
All right.
In the film. So they find out where he's going to be in Germany.
An alternate ending.
And they kill him.
All right, okay.
So he's at the theatre. And he just, like, bursts out and they've got two Tommy guns and they're just like, just mash him, right?
Do you know what? That would have been more satisfying than like what actually happened in real life.
I know.
Would have been a lot.
But honestly, man,
a lot of a cooler story.
It's badass. Like they're all like, it's like a badass story. Like it's cool. Like Inglourious Bastards is such a good film, and it's one that, like, obviously don't watch it with kids. It's gory. Like do you know what I mean? Like taking heads off and everything. Like it's pretty severe, but it's cool. Like
we like that shit.
Like, the whole story is cool. It's a badass film, eh? Like, and it's funny because like at one point they've got all the Nazis there, and there's like 4 of them that are left, and they're all on their knees, and he's like, "You ever heard of the Bear Jew?" And they're all like, and like the guys pure like they're all trembling and that, and all you hear is the pure baseball bat like off the ground. It's like, and they're all getting like scared and that, like who is this cunt? He's coming out of a cave. And he comes out of the cave and he's just got his baseball bat, pure vest on and that, and he's like, and he just, mate, the first one, he just mashes his head right on. He's like, whoa! Like, like honestly, it's
so
hilarious.
Happy.
Mate, a hilarious film. Honestly.
Good American accent there, by the way.
Actually, didn't mean to do it.
Bear Jew.
I did not mean to do that.
You done it quite well.
I did it. Well, there you go.
I was like, why is this guy just turned American?
The Bear Jew, and then, but honestly, mate, that is a film, easy watch film. Just give it a try.
Okay.
Classic.
I'll look into that.
Classic. Absolutely hilarious.
Right.
Because in it, there's a really bad Nazi like general guy, and he goes after a lot of the like.
I like Second World War pieces as well.
So he goes after a lot of them, and he's a really famous actor as well. And he's the Jew hunter. That's what they call him, like in the German army, the Jew hunter.
Right.
Because he finds them all and he kills them all. Because kind of they were all like hiding under, like Anne Frank's, like hiding in the walls and under the floors and that. He's the Jew hunter. He finds them all.
He finds them.
So like they eventually obviously cross paths at one point and it becomes quite serious.
See, World War II is like my favourite sort of like historical like event. You know, but more of I'm calling it an event like it's a fucking birthday. But like I've read a lot about it. I've watched a lot of like historical like documentaries and like videos put together for. I actually remember in school we had a older gentleman come in. This is when I was like in high school, and he'd come in. He was an Auschwitz survivor. He had a tattoo on him and everything like that, and all that kind of stuff, right?
The
And he's-
number tattoo?
Yeah, he had that,
Really?
yeah, like genuinely. And he'd come in. He was an old. I highly doubt he's still alive, but you know we don't.
Was
we
he a
don't know.
kid when
He was? Yeah, he was
on?
an older gentleman then. Like when we.
But like when in Auschwitz.
Yeah, he was like just maybe like 18, 20 or whatever.
Do you know what it said above the gates in Auschwitz?
I can't remember.
Work makes you free.
All right. That's got meanings to it. I can already feel the meanings to it.
Work makes you free.
Yeah.
I can't remember how you say it in German. I think it's
Right.
Ochter now Tune or something like that.
Right. Okay. That's got a lot of meanings to it. Like I can feel that.
Yeah, but they never
But
got free. That was
I know,
what was worse.
that's yeah. But so he came in and literally we had an assembly, right?
That's amazing. I would love to.
The whole school was there, right? Like we were just sitting in the assembly hall, people in the lunch hall behind
There
us.
actually wouldn't be a lot of people from Auschwitz now that have
No,
survived.
bro, there's
'Cause what was
hardly
that?
any.
That would be. So Auschwitz was created in like 1941.
Yeah, something 41, 42, something like that.
So like, say they were like even a young kid at that point. Let's just say they were like.
Well, my granny was born in 45.
Yeah, so let's just say they were like. Nah, I'm talking. Let's just say because they didn't. Take
Obviously,
babies.
she wouldn't. Yeah,
They didn't take babies in it. So let's just say they were 10.
10 then.
Okay.
So that's 19.
And it's
What?
and like
1935. So
unless yes,
You're
so they were
90
born in
you're pushing
1935. So that you're
you could still be. There is still survivors.
you'd be
alive.
100-year-old
90.
in 1935 or in 2025, mate.
Yeah, so 90.
Because that would be what 65 years.
Did the math, mate? 1935
Why
to
would
2020.
you be
Yeah,
90-year-old? That just doesn't feel as old as I thought it was going to be.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, we had a gentleman in, and he was Polish, and he had been transported in there with his family and all stuff like that.
Unbelievable
He'd been
he survived.
tattooed and all that. And I was do you know what the maddest thing was about that whole experience? Right, was that hardly anyone in that fucking whole audience gave a single fuck about what this guy had to say.
That's horrible.
Apart from me, because I was like, I've always been so interested in this shit, and I'm also Polish. So
I was going to say, do you think it's your heritage as well?
Probably, yeah.
That Balderstone made you think about it.
Probably, yeah. And I'm very emotional. I can sympathise and become quite empathetic with people as well when they're been through some sort of ordeal like that.
That hardship,
So I was watching. I was in like the front row, sitting there, like listening to what he was saying, and I was honestly like so locked in about what he was talking. You could tell his facial expression. You could see it in his eyes and all the rest of it. You know what he'd went through and all that, and talking about the experience and how he'd escaped and all the rest of it and got saved and blah blah blah. His family never made it. He was the only one that came out of it. All that kind of stuff, right? And he was adopted later on and all stuff like that, right? And then what made it even more amazing of an experience, I'll never forget this fucking for as long as I live, is after the whole like presentation or his speech or whatever, I actually had a considerable long conversation with him, just me and him.
Oh, that's good.
No one, I don't remember anyone else coming up to him to like fucking talk about anything other than let me see your tattoo. Like, bro, there's more to it than a fucking tattoo. That was actually disrespectful coming up to him just to see that. Like, bro, he just sat and told you about his whole fucking life, and that's all you have to ask him. The guy is like a fucking legend of storytelling right there, from like the most horrible thing of ever happening on the planet, and you've not got anything else to ask him. Really? Anyway, so I actually stood there and spoke to him. I shook his hand, everything, like fucking, I told him I'm Polish, you know, like I fucking, like the whole thing is like insane to me, like blah, blah. And yeah, we shared some stories, like he told me like more stuff and that, and blah, blah. And yeah, that was like in high school. So like over 15 years ago that happened. So wow. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I hope he is, but you know. But that was one of those like fucking moments.
It's actually a very like.
I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that day.
You appreciate what you have,
bro. Honestly, you really do, because I'll never.
I would like to go there.
Same.
So.
I'm Polish and I've never fucking been.
It's probably something. It's probably a trip that I would like to go on, just to see that. I've heard people go. I've heard it's very powerful.
It is.
Like when you go, you're like, fuck me. Like it's actually like silence. Like you're just like,
well,
like, but like even like the people going, like no one speaks. It's just silent. Like everyone just listens.
There is a few idiots that go there and they fucking act like it's a tourist attraction and they fucking selfie and all this shit. I'm like, fuck off, man.
But yeah, film's good. It makes It's not heavy. It's a lighter film. Obviously, a bit of historical accuracy to a degree, but yeah. Next film, Gladiator.
Right.
I know you've not seen that either.
No.
Right? Genuinely, on a lot of lists for top films ever, it comes first.
Interesting.
It is basically about... So it's obviously like Roman Empire. So like first scene, set scene, like it first starts and they're obviously just taking over. Do you know what I mean? Like as they did in the time, they just fucking were annihilating everyone.
Yeah.
So they're fighting the barbarians at the time. And he is Maximus Decimus Aurelius is his name.
Well, fucking.
Right?
Maximus Prime.
And he's the general, right?
Right.
Of the army.
Right.
And he is like super respected, well known by all the army, right? And the guy who's like the, what do you call it? Caesar, like the...
the main guy, yeah.
Like, I can't remember what you call him now. I've completely lost it.
I know what the Caesar, yeah.
So basically him,
the highest
right?
rank.
Yeah, so the highest rank, right? He thinks he's class. He thinks Maximus is the best, right? And obviously he's got a son. His son's a wee snaky bastard, right? And his son doesn't really like Maximus because his dad's always like, "Oh, Maximus, like you," but Maximus is a farmer, mate. But he's obviously the Roman general, right? At the same time, on his off days, right? And so they go and fight all the
general at night.
you fight all the barbarians. It's great, and then the king dies, like the Caesar dies, because his son. I think his son poisons him, if I'm right in saying it.
Right.
His son kills him. And he blames it on Maximus. And Maximus is like, "I'm not serving you, mate." Because the king wanted Maximus to take over instead of his son. Right. Maximus was like, "Nah, I've got a family." So then Maximus tries to get back to his farm. The son, who's the new Caesar, has sent guards to and killed his family.
Right, okay.
So he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he gets grabbed and he gets put as a slave. So no one no one knows who he is. Like no one knows what happened to him. He gets branded as a traitor. So he gets put in the gladiator ring, which basically, if you're a slave, you get made a gladiator because that's what they want for sport, right? So they sold you into like a gladiator guy who would like literally like rent out the people that he's got to fight.
Yeah.
Right. So he becomes one of them, but no one knows who he is. Right? So he's a trained fighter. So remember that. Like, well, sword he's a tactician as well, because he's like a general. Like, he's like the top general. So he goes in with all these other gladiators, and they work their way up to the Colosseum in Rome. Because you're in the shite games, and then you work your way up, right? And he survives while we set them, because when things are coming out, he's like, "Right, hold, everyone stay with me," and all that. Like, right? So he obviously gets them all working as a team and all that. Whereas normally, they're all just clowns, and they're running about, and they're just getting massacred.
Yeah.
Right? So they get into the Colosseum, but he gets the crowd liking him. So all the crowd are like, kind of like, "Maximus," like, like all that, like, but they call him something else because he wears a helmet, so they can't see his face. So the sun doesn't know.
Is it one of those helmets that's like that?
It's like this, and it comes straight down the side of his face, but also goes round his eyes. So like you can only see
like
his
a
mouth.
teeth thing.
Can only see nearly can only see his mouth.
I know
like
the ones.
that,
Yeah.
Right. So the
proper
Caesar,
gladiator.
the Caesar, he doesn't ken, bro.
Right.
He doesn't ken that that's him. He just thinks, "Who is this guy who's massacring folk in this ring?"
Right.
Right. So they get like their big gladiators out to fight him and all that, and he does them all in. Tigers, everything. He fights animals, kills them all.
Right.
And then eventually the Caesar's like, he throws his sword at the Caesar. And then he's like...
Like to catch it?
No.
Oh, like to kill him.
To him. Right? And then he's like, "I challenge you in that." Like, and the Caesar's like, "All right." So they come up from like below, like on a lift, and the Caesar stabs him and then puts his armor over the top. So he's weakened, like he's got a pouring wound.
Yeah.
And he gets brought up and like to have a fair fight. Obviously Caesar's a terrible fighter. And Maximus ends up beating him.
Right.
And then Maximus dies.
Oh, okay.
That's what happens at the end of the film. But my bro, the music, this whole film, my boy, is an emotional roller coaster.
Right.
It is one of the best films of all time.
I can imagine, because you're happy because he
Mate,
won, but then he dies.
You
so
are,
like,
and I've not even sold it. Like, this is a film that I can't sell. You need to watch it.
Right.
Like, you have to watch the film. Like you can't, like it's his family dying and all that. You're just like, fuck me, like how
What's happening
bad
here?
do I feel? What is going on here? Like how bad I feel for this guy. This guy just wanted to go home to his farm, mate. Doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Like
Doesn't even want to fight.
he doesn't want to fight. He's doing his duty, but
Yeah,
he's
no
a
one
farmer,
cares, right?
mate. Like he's got a wee laddie and all that, gets killed in that. I'm like, for fuck's sake, like, and he gets dragged into a shite, mate. Honestly, brilliant film.
Right, okay.
One of the best films of all time. Fourth, Terminator, the series.
Okay.
Fantastic films. I'll be honest, the newer 1 or 2, for me, they've extended it slightly too far.
Okay.
So, the first, second, and third one are fucking fantastic. That's where, basically, how it works is, first one.
That's what Arnold's, right?
Arnold's in it,
Yeah.
bro. First one, I'm talking like 1988 or something. Sarah Connor is the woman.
Is that the poster when he's got the gun and she's like wrapped around him or something?
Yes.
Is that the movie?
I think
He's got like short hair.
Yeah, but Arnie's not in it in the poster, I don't think, is he?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Arnie's in the
Yeah.
poster. So Sarah Connor, well, Arnie's a bad guy.
Oh, maybe that's
The
not it.
Terminator's a
Maybe.
bad guy, bro.
Right, okay.
So Arnie comes, like, basically, in the future, Cyberdyne Systems is a company in America or whatever, have created a AI software called Skynet. And it takes over because it controls all the military stuff.
Right.
And basically takes over, destroys the human race, drops all the nukes, kills everyone. Except a small resistance. As the resistance is led by a guy, John Connor, who is Sarah Connor's son.
All right.
But in the first one, he's not born yet. Right? So this is where it gets difficult. So
This is like one of those movies from the 80s that says date 2025 and we're like,
my brother, it is. It's 2030 or something.
all right,
Right?
close.
Could happen.
We're close.
Right? And so the Terminator gets sent back by Skynet because they're not, the war's tough for them to win. So the Terminator gets sent by Skynet back in time with a skin on as Arnie.
Right.
Right? And it mimics a human. So you can't really tell. But obviously he's like, Mum, he's a fucking machine. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Listen, AI is going to be this.
so it's called a T800. That's what the Terminator's code is.
Right.
So he's metal, like metal or whatever, titanium or whatever, skeleton like machine with fake skin on top.
Right.
Okay, can mimic voice, all that sort of shit, like basics. Can move about, he's strong as fuck, punch through walls, like fairly quick. But like they've got the fake skin on.
Right.
So gets sent back in time. Okay, but obviously can't take weapons or anything because they fry in the time travel or something, right? So he has to use modern time guns. So at the time it's like pump action shotguns and that.
Yeah.
Again, what you can get your hands on in the streets. So machine comes back, i.e. Arnie. The humans don't obviously are humans, so they send back a guy called Kyle Reese. Okay, young guy, probably 20, to protect Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor has no idea. She's just a barmaid or something.
Right.
Right? Like a pure barmaid. It's who can find her first.
All right, okay.
So Kyle Reese eventually finds her. He's like, you get the fuck out of here, mate. Like, so he's trying to get her on the run. But the Terminator will never stop.
Yeah.
It just comes after you and comes after you and comes after you till he can kill it. But we don't really have a lot of guns that, like, you need to be hitting this thing with some firepower because there's no dying. Like, you know,
Need
like,
Dragon's Breath.
mate, it would need Dragon's Breath wouldn't do nothing. Thing's bulletproof and everything. Like,
Right.
it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So, like, I'm talking like at one point he's got a machine gun and he's blasting Terminator and nothing's happening.
Need that Pack-a-Punch 3, yeah?
My boy, Pack-a-Punch 3. Right? Ray gun. Right? Honestly.
Yeah, mate, I'll pop.
So the whole film is the Terminator chasing Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor falls in love with Kyle Reese.
Ah, right, okay.
So they have sex. And this is where it gets weird. John Connor is the son. Okay?
Right.
So John Connor in the future sent Kyle Reese back in time to protect his ma.
Okay.
And Kyle Reese becomes his dad. But John Connor knows that, but he can't tell Kyle in the future because it could change the past when Kyle goes back.
Ah, right, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Ah, it can alter the...
Could alter the timeline.
That's right.
So he doesn't tell him.
Right, yeah. You don't fuck with the timeline. That's like that's the number
Never
one rule
fuck, number one rule, don't fuck
of
with the
time
timeline.
travel is do not
So,
fuck with it.
eventually they fucking kill the Terminator, brilliant.
Yeah.
Terminator 2. The humans...
Wait. My boy, we're on 1 bar of battery, 14 minutes left.
Can you not plug in?
I've not got anything to plug into.
Oh, fuck. What's the smallest one?
14 minutes. We need to be rapid.
Will this beep before that?
I think it just cuts out.
No, but will it beep as in run out of half hour time?
Yeah.
When's
So
that happen?
14 minutes.
Alright, okay. So Terminator 2, the humans capture a robot in the future, send it back. So Arnie is the good Terminator.
All right,
They've reprogrammed him.
Yeah.
So Arnie's sent back as the good guy, my boy.
update.
As a good, he's had software version 5, right? and he's been sent back. So obviously Sarah Connor is now in a mental hospital, like John Connor's ma.
Yeah.
Because she's like Terminators and that, like the world's gonna end. Everyone's like, "Are you lost it, mate?" Right? John's like 16, like young. He's got a wee dirt bike and that kicks about him, but he's basically his pure auntie and uncle or something,
Right.
or his foster parents or something, clowns. So he's in the mall and that, and the Terminator that the Terminator send back, my boy, that Skynet sends back, is liquid metal.
Oh, yes, okay.
And he comes, so he can change his form. He can change who he looks
get
like.
through shit.
He can go through metal. He can make big blades out his hands and everything. Mate, you shoot bullets at him, just go through them. Right. So obviously,
By the way, they fucking manufactured.
I showed you that. I
you
sent
did.
you.
Yeah, it was you.
Aye.
Bro, we're
So that was the
Telling
music
you.
that was in the background.
I'm telling you.
T1000 they call it, right? So in this one, they're like, we need to get my mum out of the mental hospital because the T1000 knows everyone that John Connor's associated with, his mum, all his friends, all that sort of stuff. So it targets them all so it can try and find them. So they go and he gets thingied by Arnie, and he's like, we need to get out, like we need to get out of here. And there's a big badass chase scene and all that, right? And like the chase scenes are next level. Mate. They're just running trucks through fucking cars and everything, like it's ridiculous.
Right.
Arnie's on the pure motorbike, like right, the sunglasses on and that. So they get her out and they get her out the mental hospital, and Arnie tries to protect him, but Arnie's not actually like capable of fighting this thing because it's like so powerful. Because obviously it's like an updated version, like a better version. So eventually they try and destroy Skynet in the past. So they're like, we destroy Cyberdyne Systems, Skynet will never exist. Job done, right? Genius, right?
Plan.
So they go and make one of the scenes in it is next level. All the cops come to Cyberdyne Systems, and Arnie's like, "I'll be back." Right, goes back and he comes.
Is that where that's from?
Aye.
Right.
So then he goes out. He smashes the window at the front of this building. Mate, all the cops are there. Obviously, the Terminator's dressed as a cop, so he's coming there on a motorbike. Mate, he's just got a grenade launcher, and he's just like, right, this fucking
obliterate.
Everyone's just blown up, and he's like, target's critical, 0, and he's like, right? Like everyone's on fire, like, and he's like, no one died. He's like this. Right, and he comes back in and he's like, I told you weren't supposed to kill anyone in that. He's like this, 0 critical, boom, like hilarious, right? Because he's like, he teaches them to smile and all that. It's hilarious. And he's like the funniest thing, bro, right? And then eventually they kill the Terminator, and they go to a factory and it's got like magma, like lava,
right?
And it's where they heat stuff up, kind of like it's a machining place.
Yeah.
And they drop the Terminator into the lava, they trick him, and he falls into the lava,
right?
And he gets melted. Class. Terminator 3 comes back again. John Connor's older, his ma's died.
Right.
John Connor, his ma's obviously got older.
Yeah.
John Connor's older, he's like in his 20s. And he's just on the run, constant, never stopping anywhere. And the Terminator comes and gets him again, and he's like, no way, this isn't happening again, right? Mate, the Terminator in the third one, this one's like a combination.
Right.
She's got pure flamethrowers a lot, mate. She can like make guns with her hands, shoot. Mate, this is next level, right? So Arnie's got the big minigun in this one, and he's just like, you see him at one point, just walking one hand on the minigun, like as if it's nothing.
Right.
And he's just like this, just like again obliterates everything on in sight, and he's just like, right, like every time hilarious. So that they do all that, right? They 3 original Terminators are some of the best films I've ever watched.
Right. Okay.
Brilliant. They made some other ones. One of them was in the future. The fourth one was in the future.
Let's not get into that.
And the fight, it was okay.
Right.
I wouldn't say it was brilliant. Then there was one where like alternate universe nonsense. Right. And then there was another one where like John died but Sarah lived, and to be honest with you, again didn't like that. Then there was even another one that didn't have John Connor or anything in it.
Right.
And I was like, what's going on here? Like, they ones are all... The fourth one was okay in the future. I could live with that. The first three, class. Pretty much everyone after that was terrible.
Bucket, yeah.
So, yeah, that's where I'm at. But we'll call it there, guys.
All right.
Because we've overshot on this podcast considerably. But it's fine.
It's fine. It's all good.
And, yeah, I quite enjoyed
I enjoyed, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed as well, guys. And like and subscribe, all that stuff. And be back for the next episode on, next Sunday.
Chris will upload it on time.
I will do my best, yes indeed. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. And peace. Out. Yeah.